Good afternoon, Gio. We're live. It's a live show, and he's ruining it for us all. What can I say? The stand is, can I use the word heaving? Is that the right word?
I think it is.
Very busy, very noisy.
We are joined by a plethora of guests, if I can say the word. Dom from Matsuura.
Thank you very much.
We'll come to you in a minute. We've got some other guests, but first of all, I have to mention our sponsors. And who are they, Gio?
Interco Special Steels and Alloys.
You've done this before, my friend. Now, Interco is one of the largest independent distribution and stockholders of, if I can say it, specialist steel and alloys. How much stock do you reckon they've got, Paul?
18 million pounds.
Do you reckon we've been practicing this?
We have.
We have indeed. So worth of available stock to support its customers' every need. And with its high level of stock availability, it results in very quick turnaround and delivery times with worldwide distribution, sea, air and land. Over how many grades of special steels?
Lots of different
22.
22, there you go. I'll tell you what, these
22.
guys know how to work it. Tall steel, nickel alloys, including solid round bars, plates, cold sawn blocks, and rings are available. They boast a full, accreditation, ISO 9001. Brilliant, well done. Quality management system, very committed to proactive teams. They will find solutions for your raw materials. How do you think about that then, Dom? It's all good. You can't hear me from the other end. I'll tell you what,
I'm struggling to hear you though, over here, mate. You've got a very rowdy bunch behind me.
We have got, the bar is even. But let me just finish quickly. Give the sales team a call if they need anything, or visit website interco.co.uk/special-steels-alloys to find out more. That bloke just walked right past our camera. Don't you worry about that, we're not live. I'm joking. Of course, reliability, customer service, performance and quality is guaranteed. And we have a number of guests. So Dom from Matsuura. We will also be joined by, Gio, who have you got joining us?
We've got Tim Patterson.
You need to speak into that microphone, don't look at me.
Tim Patterson from Hoffman Group UK. We've just done a live with him. We're going to be talking to him about GSP, the Guaranteed Savings Plan.
Don't give it all away. Give it all away. He's going to join us on the podcast.
And we've also got the measuring hero, Jay Alapino from America. He's come over today to join us on the MTD Podcast live at MACH 2022. Can't wait to speak to him.
What was his surname, Jay?
Jay Alapino.
As in jalapeno, as in chili?
It's similar. You can pronounce it in the same way. I'll let you pronounce it.
Okay, I like to call it jalapeno, but that's because I'm well classy. Paul, what have you got for us? Apart from Dom?
Obviously, Dom's here. We've also got Richard Turner, I think, from Ncmt.
Excellent, yes.
To talk about the machines that we looked at this morning. So,
okay, and we've got Jason Stipling from J&S Engineering talking swarf conveyors and all that sort of thing. I think we should crack on with the show, but first we've got a shout out already. He says confidently, I'm going to check the system, and as you can see, it is a podcast. I say is that an oxymoron? Or just a moron, Paul?
That's you.
Okay. We can see that Neil Fernie from CNS Precision, great to see you yesterday and today as well. So did he visit you guys?
He absolutely did, yeah. He's an old friend of mine, as you well know.
Yes. How many machines?
How many? Lots.
7. I see them Matsuura machines absolutely everywhere. I'm going to throw this to Paul because you did a live stream with Dom today. First of all, Dom, my question to you, how traumatic was it? How traumatic? I have to shout.
Not at all, mate. As I said to you, I'll come and work for you for free. It's fun.
Oh, did you hear that? We've got our next presenter.
No.
Oh, there. We need to mention that, don't we? Do we need?
We are looking. Dominic, that might be perfect for you. But no, it was a pleasure to be on your stand today.
Thank you.
I thought we had a really good session. We looked at a couple of the new machines with you, the MX, which we'll talk about, and the MAM. We also looked at the 3D printing technologies that Matsuura are offering now. But first of all, how's the show been for you so far? For Matsuura, and what's your message here?
Well, today's been a whirlwind. I think, I actually said this morning, show fever. I think it's been a long time since we've done a show, and from 9:30 this morning, when the doors came alive, it hasn't stopped. I mean, I can't believe it's the end of the day. The show is being received well. I think people like our stand. We haven't got a lot on it, but what we've got on it is obviously, the lines and the sleekness of our product. But no, the stand, the show, the people. What I'm experiencing is lots of people are really interested in engaging in real life projects, looking into the future. They've got a requirement today, but more so is they are looking at tomorrow, with confidence. And I think I haven't felt this. I've just actually said it. I've said it a lot. Once in a generation, being a salesman at the moment. That's how I feel at the moment.
So should I go back to it?
It's a good time to be a machine tool salesman.
Let's talk about the unmanned run, because that's a lot of what we've spoken about in the live. And by the way, the live stream that we did on Matsuura's stand is available on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook and the MTDCNC app, so you can actually go and watch the whole show there. It was about an hour long in total. Dom, we started with the MX 420, new machine. Can you tell us about that and bring the unmanned run into it? Because that's really what this machine is about.
I want the full name as well, though, Dom, because you're very good when you did the trailer. What's the full name of that machine?
It's a Matsura MX420 PC10, right? So the MX420 is now the next model up from the MX330 PC10, which we've obviously been selling for the last 4.5 years. Very successful. Matsura's probably fastest growing unmanned small machine in the market in the world for Matsura. So the 420 is just the next size up. It bridges the gap between the 330 and the 520, hence it's a 420 diameter, and it just gives you a little bit more capacity to load more components. What you saw this morning was the cleverness of how you can actually put 8, 10 or more components on a very simple fixture, but obviously get hours on pallets, which is what automation is all about. Hours on pallets.
I mean, yeah, you've got 10 pallets, but you can, like you say, you could have 8 parts per pallet, couldn't you? So that's more than an overnight run, that's a weekend run.
It can be, but obviously with the PC10 was always a derivative of the MAM72 35E, which was 32 pallets. And most of our customers, including people like Neil Fernley, actually said, we don't need 32 pallets, 10, 12, 15 pallets, just give us the overnight. But by doing that, what it's enabled us to do is bring the price gap down, have a more affordable machine on a smaller footprint, which has enabled a lot of small SMEs to actually, dare I say affordable, actually buy the machine. But the thing is that the affordability is all on what it will return on revenue coming in. So a 10 pallet machine running every day, every night, I'm not going to mention numbers, but you'll be amazed how much revenue you can generate on one spindle.
Are there any challenges, and I asked you this again in the stream, that customers face when they go from having maybe, a 3-axis machine and an operator to go into something with a pallet pool? What do they have to consider?
Well, obviously the production engineering, the manufacturing, these machines become very hungry. So you have to really think about how you plan it, the work holding and the parts that you are going to produce. Now, there's no point in making one, you can stay on the vertical, but if you are making repetitive batches of a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly call-off with your customer, you can leave the machine set, the tool set, the programs in the machine. So your actual setup time to reproduce a batch is 0. That then means that the spindle will run continuously, and we always talk about OEE. So the OEE of a machine, if you get to 70, 80, 90% running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's a very hungry beast. You can easily replace minimum of 3, but up to 5 vertical with one multi-pallet 5-axis machine.
It's interesting because normally you see when someone's bought one, within a few months we're going back because they bought a second or a third. So it doesn't just satisfy their need at that time. It actually helps them grow their business pretty quickly.
Well, it does, because what happens is a realisation. All of a sudden, one machine is doing the work of 3, 4, 5 machines in the past, but with only one operator per day, one shift only, not running the night or obviously weekend shift. It'll run by itself.
Oh, Gio's not at school anymore. He's put his hand up. He's got a question.
Dom, I can remember back in the day when I used to come and visit Matsura and done a lot of work on the MAM 72 35V, looking at different work holding solutions. You mentioned work holding. Now, automation's gone mad. I mean, we've not been at MACH for 4 years, and I'll go around the kind of stands, and everything's all about automation. You already had automation years and years ago, built in
30
automation.
years, Gio, we've been doing it for.
With that, one question, Don, do you still kind of, what is the minimum batch that you would say to a client that would justify one? So
take your time to think about that.
Low volume.
But if it repeats weekly.
So aerospace work.
Yeah, one, because the thing is, you look at a complicated 5-axis part. If you're spending hours setting that job up, you're doing it every time for one. But no one will make one. You'll make 5, 10, and you'll put them on the shelf. By putting them on the shelf, you've utilised the spindle that you're not selling today, and you're putting whip on the shelf that you're selling tomorrow. So if your minimum call-off is 1 to sell today, you make 1.
And like with the automation and this solution that you offer, is there still a misconception in the marketplace? And do you have barriers that you've got to overcome in regards to, do people still think that they need to have high volumes, or has that changed?
No, the high volume is a misconception. Where you've got small batches, okay, and the requirement of 1, 5, 10, 50, whatever it is, or a kit of components that the machine will do. Like you take the 35V, we call it a vending machine. right? You want one, you make one, or if there's a kit of parts, there's one of those, 5 of those, 7 of those. You can make that and just deliver that kit. That's the key.
That's where the money is.
Well, no, the saving is not that you're utilising the spindle, it's the setup time. A subcontractor never gets that paid for. That's dead time.
Right, Dom, I'm going to have to move you on because we've got lots of guests here. We are the stand is absolutely heaving. In fact, I'm going to mention we've got a shout out. Let me just say here, Andrew Paylor says, "Love what you're doing. Good to see you today." I'm assuming he's talking about me, but it might be one of you guys.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Actually, he was on the stand today.
He was on the stand today. There you go. Now, I'm not stopping you, Dom, because we've done the multi-pallet machines. Is that correct? What about your Muratech?
So on the stand today, we've also got the new Muratech MT100 twin spindle, twin turret with our new gantry loader unloader. So again, what we're trying to promote at this show is not only that we do multi-pallet, horizontal and 5-axis machine tools, we also sell automation on turning centres and have done for the last 12, 13 years. But we don't shout about it. We just do it under the radar. It's typical Matsuura. But we also, I think that what's key here, guys, right, is there's a lot of volume coming back. There's a lot of onshoring going on, and the widgets, the little bits that left this country are coming back.
Why?
Freight costs, material costs, but more importantly, okay, I think I call it a perfect storm. You've had the COVID scenario, the Brexit scenario, and you got freight costs.
Quality.
It's a perfect storm.
Yep.
For our industry at the moment.
And you're perfectly positioned to satisfy.
Well, we're not selling lots, but we're selling enough.
What about then? And you're seeing it so much more now. Last few years, 3D printing.
So 3D printing, that's something that we have got into in a big way. Obviously, we sell our product, the Lumex, which we've done for many years as a Matsuura brand. But 3 years ago, we took on the HP 3D multi-jet printer, which, I'll be honest, has been an absolute roaring success. I'm not going to go into numbers because it's obviously our business, but we've from the success of that business, we've bought back the building that's attached to us.
Yeah.
To become an additive manufacturing facility.
Brilliant.
We now have new products, which is obviously desktop metal for 3D metal printing as well as plastic printing.
And you've got this new facility which has got an opening day if you want to visit and learn more about the 3D printing offering. It's May the 10th, the 11th and the 12th.
Yeah, it's the grand opening of a brand new facility with every machine producing components in a working environment.
This is a rhetorical question. Will we be there?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay,
why
Dom,
not?
I hate to cut you off, but we've got a queue of people wishing to join us on the podcast. We've got loads of people who've actually joined us just for a beer and some conversation. Can you keep the noise down, please, guys? I'm trying to talk, if that's all right. We've got some guys from GOM, some guys from Hexagon. Dom, it's been an absolute delight.
Thank you,
to
guys.
See you.
And have a great
Thanks,
show,
Dom.
guys.
Can I just clarify, though, before you go, you said you wanted to join us, maybe as a presenter. Paul said he wants to become an engineering salesman.
We'll do a mutual swap for free.
You're welcome to, mate, because he's got
I'll have your
previous.
wages, you can have mine.
Brilliant. Dom, absolute delight. Thank you very much. I don't know.
Thank you very much.
Oh, look at that. Round of applause. Thank you. How's that? Our tech guys have managed to get a round of applause. Fantastic. And next on the live MTD, sponsored by Interco podcast, is Jay from Zeiss. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hilarious.
Thank you. We're here all day, mate, and you've already done your bit. So it is the legend that is Richard Turner from Ncmt.
That's correct, yeah.
But before we go too far, Richard, how did you fare on the quick change challenge, if I can say that even quicker?
Quick change challenge, whoa, now we're talking. We put the work holding specialist up against the machine tool specialist.
Yeah.
Absolute whitewash it was.
Yeah, you lost.
No. Machine tool specialist won, but that was because of a fumble on the work holding specialist.
It done me.
You would have won though.
So it was against Gio, was it?
It was close, wasn't it, Rich?
It was very close.
Very
You
close.
would have actually won it.
Brilliant. Right, so
you made a fumble.
We did a live stream this morning, NCMT, but I've got a quick shout out. Our friend Roger from LMS, he is watching for all and get in contact with him for all his machine parts. He need a bit of plug there. He has recently bought a Muratech, I think. And
He has, yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
got a
we were there.
Matsuura. So, Dom, we need him back to talk about. No, we don't. I'm joking, Dom. Back to you, Richard. I do apologise. Tell us in less than 5 minutes, no pressure. All right, we'll give you 10. About what happened. What happened on the live stream today? Talk
Yeah,
us all
live
about
stream
it.
today. I think you guys came on, gave us a bit more publicity on our stand. we had some, we're trying to push the technology, and that's the big thing on us. It's automated machines is a big focus for us. We found since the COVID pandemic that automation is a big key feature now of our systems, and that's what we try to focus on. But alongside our affordable excellence range, so we're offering that to our customers, making them aware of they can Akuma's not out of their reach.
So when you think Akuma, you're thinking top end price wise. That's not the case.
But not the case. No, it's not the case. We have our affordable excellence range, which is the Genos range. The subcontractors, they seem to shy away in the past, but now they're understanding. Actually, it is within their price range.
But Rich, is it all about return of investment as well? And it's not just about the products; it's about the specialists behind the products. You've got a very high skill level at NCMT.
Yeah, we've got. A big proportion of our workforce is engineers. Whether it be field service engineers, technical engineers, application engineers, that is a very big proportion of our workforce.
And are you still finding, or are you finding your business is growing because of the skill gap that's out there? Because you've got a skilled team of engineers, and the skill gap in the market. There's a larger requirement for bespoke applications, for technical support. Is this kind of helped grow your business?
Yeah, I mean, what we tended to do is also internally ourselves is look heavily on the apprenticeship program as well. So we, rather than trying to find the correct people, we're actually looking to try and home and grow them, if you like. So take on those apprentices.
You're still looking for the correct people,
skill
though.
level. Well, of course, yeah. Try and get that skill level built up from our own experience. Put it into those, so we're investing in the people.
Do you not think that's key though? Because you can develop, you can train them with the right system that you've got, so you can build them from the ground up essentially, where they might come in with the wrong systems or the wrong ideas and things like that.
Well, that's exactly what you're saying there. Making sure they are aware of your exact products. You take someone from outside, they're used to different products, different techniques, might not quite fit. Home growing them. You get to taste it.
What prompted you? I mean, I was looking this morning with Ian at the Genos machining centre. What prompted you to bring one of the machines in without any guarding?
Yeah,
because if you visit the stand, you can actually see the machine completely naked.
Yeah, and it's not just that. The way we've positioned it is, as the first thing you see when you come through the entrance is that. Because what we try to make people aware of is the build and the construction of the machine. It is built rigid. The construction is there, so making sure that the person is understanding that even though it is an affordable excellence range, that is still a top level machine.
And the x-axis moves on the column, doesn't it, as opposed to the table moving?
Yes. Yeah.
Just walk us through some of the advantages to that.
Yeah. Well, the advantages are it's more about the actual bridge construction itself. The way they've got their diagonal rib structure within the column itself is enabling them to look at the FEA analysis of the system, so they can then predict movements of the machine due to changes in temperature. They can then put that into this environment where they can check it, make sure everything's moving in the manner they wish, which is in a linear path, and then compensate. So some of that, all that design work is done for a reason.
And I think what struck me is you need to have a machine like that to attach automation to it, because if you are going to run unmanned, you can't afford for an unreliable, unprecise machine to make the parts.
Exactly, yeah, exactly that.
So it's a good pairing.
Yeah, definitely. And we also look for longevity as well. So Akuma products have been renowned for lasting an extremely long time. We've got machines in the field that have been there for 30 years, still producing parts as good as they were back on day one.
I've got a question for you, if I may. You said automation. What type of automation? Because people out there might just think automation is robot arm. It's not always the case. What automation are you looking at?
We cater for all sorts of automation. So we do for robotic arms, industrial robotic arms. We offer gantry loaded systems. We also do our own in-house. We've got our own designer in-house that will design bespoke automation. So inside the machine automation, for instance, that maybe are loading and unloading parts out of the machine.
That's what that armroid is, isn't it? It's right in the machine.
That one is in the machine. That is a design from Akuma. But like I say, even as Ncmt, the company, we can look at an automation system ourselves with a machine that we can get from Akuma or Makina.
Lots of technological advancements that have happened over the last 4 years at Ncmt, which were touched upon in the live stream. But how has the business evolved in the last 4 years? There's been so many. We've just talking to Dom. It's been a perfect storm. We've had COVID. We've had Brexit. Now we've got a war. Now we've got like metal shortages and
you're
so on and so
a bundle of
forth.
laughs, Joe.
How are the
Great.
stock-
Got it out tonight.
How are the stock levels though? How have you got through this and as a business and you know, it's been challenging times for all of us, but this exhibition is proving that there's a big demand at the minute for UK manufacturing, and the industry seems to be thriving at the minute. Can you talk us through your kind of, you know, your journey through the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think like everybody else, it was a struggle to begin with. You know, everybody else was sort of on their knees. Doors were closing, so getting things was difficult. Customers, you know, putting their orders off, delaying things, delaying the orders of machines. But then things started to pick up again, you know, because there was different avenues, different industries, and I think the focus, that was the problem, is the change in direction of different industries. Aerospace seemed to take a bit of a turn at one point, but then it's, you know, coming back again.
Can we say
looking at
taking off
medical-
again? Can we say taking off again, or should I just like
Take off. Aerospace, like
I
it.
know. We're here all day.
It's been a long day.
I can tell.
I just made it even longer. I do apologise. Anyway, keep going, Richard. Keep going.
Yeah, so I think it's more about the sectors. The change in sectors is where we see the changes basically on over the past sort of 2 to 3 years, really.
And I've got to mention something.
You don't need to put your hand up. You don't need to put your hand up, Gio. We're not at school anymore.
Sorry. I just don't want to interrupt anyone. But
Well, don't then.
I just
We
want
were
to
at
say,
school though, weren't we?
I want to say happy birthday for yesterday, Richard.
Thank you,
How old,
matey.
Richard? Can we ask?
It was 21 plus VAT, but VAT is quite high at the minute.
Ah, bloody hell, 48. I had you down at 37. Never mind. Richard, I am going to have to cut you off there because we have got a number of guests today.
No problem.
We're on
Great
your stand
learning.
again tomorrow.
Yes,
We
tomorrow
are.
morning.
Ah,
Joining us for a pint tonight?
I will see.
We'll see. And what's tomorrow? NCMT, and it is
Makino tomorrow,
brilliant. We look forward to it. And what time is that?
9:30.
9:30. So watch a live stream tomorrow morning, 9:30. NCMT Makino with yourself, Richard, or
Yeah, we'll be with Andrew Garrett, my counterpart.
your counterpart. We look forward to seeing that. We really do. Richard, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for your time.
Not wishing to be rude, we're going to kick you out of that seat because we've got the next guest who is going to join us, and I need to get his name right. It is,
Thank you.
Well done, Richard.
Oh, look, round of applause. The crowd go wild.
Happy birthday for yesterday.
The crowd go wild. There you go. And that's not even staged. We've recorded it earlier. Now, Jay, Jay from Zeiss?
I think you're mistaken. I'm Richard Turner.
Easy mistake to make. Happy
really
birthday to yesterday, Richard.
Thank you.
Jay, can I just clarify your surname, please?
My surname, I'm Arturo Nonato Paz Elapaño Jr. Elapaño is my surname.
Right,
Surname
well,
is
do
the last
not
name, right?
ask me to repeat that. I just think we'll stick with Jay from Zeiss. How's that?
J is always the
The
easiest.
measuring hero.
Measure right. That's a bold statement. But are you going to measure up? Oh, tumbleweed. How are you?
Sorry, there's.
Yes, we've got a tannoy going on in the background that everybody come to the MTD stand for drinks and to get on our podcast. So give us a couple of seconds. And there's a lady filming. No filming. I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. She's about to run away now. I do. It's fine. It's fine.
Keep going.
Absolutely. Jay, right. The announcement is finished. It's all in the timing. Just do your surname one more time.
Okay, I'm Arturo Nonato Paz Elapaño Jr.
And is there an English version of that?
J
Smith.
or J Elapano. Is that-
Brilliant. Jay, moving on. You're Jay from Zeiss.
Yes.
What are you known for? What do you do?
We do a weekly video blog called Measuring Hero. It was a fun little project we did. Similar, really, to be honest with you, similar from what y'all do. We try to make these topics approachable and fun, more infotainment than anything, because it's a rather dry topic, and Zeiss can be a rather stiff company.
Well, you have to be stiff because you're doing those really accurate measurements.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, to try to make it human, to try to make it approachable and fun, we did this weekly video that we just do metrology, talk to customers, explore technologies, and have fun with it. And
I love that word, infotainment. I've not heard that one. We'll have to use that.
Will you use that word?
it's
Will you
what
use that?
y'all do. It's totally what y'all do.
Oh, okay.
Where are you based?
I am now based out of Oberkochen in Germany. This is my third year in Germany.
I was getting a bit of a German accent there.
Yeah, you can see it. You typically, the first thing that when you look at me, you say German.
Yeah.
Totally. And then, no, I it's been 3 years in Oberkochen, And then, but then I ended up splitting time between Minneapolis, which is in the United States, and in Germany. So,
what's the difference between the markets, in your opinion, between the States and what you see in
oh
Germany?
lordy, let's dive right into it.
All the industry in general.
Oh wow. I feel like in the U.S., at least, and what I'm going to say has a lot to do with 3 years ago before I left, because I had an extremely I'm going to make us America first, right? Because what we did was we dealt with our own markets. We dealt with what we did in a vacuum. Kind of what happened. Those are the markets we looked after. And I feel like the moment I came to Germany, we really cared about the needs of the other markets. It was not just U.S.-centric. We cared about what China needed and what Southeast Asia needed, what India needed, what Latin America needed. And I think it was that global outlook that, and of course, it's my market, right? It's so I don't know that I could extend that to all Americans only think about America, but certainly my viewpoint was U.S.-centric and the U.S. market, and coming over to Germany, we truly did look at it as a holistic package, and
that's interesting. So you know Tony Gunn, obviously, our Tony.
Yeah, I know Tony.
I mean, he's operating obviously out of the States and around the world, doing a fantastic job. But it's such a huge market over there, isn't it? When you compare that to what we have here in Europe, it's massive.
And
so
there's a lot.
There's differences. I can see
there's a lot for Tony to deal with, because within the microcosm of the United States, it's segmented so oddly, right? Because you have customers that are multi-billion-dollar organizations, and you deal with them in one way. You also have small job shops that will do $500,000 in annual sales a year across different market segments, and you have to speak to them and satisfy their needs. And they don't speak the same language, they don't care about the same things. And so Tony's job is really tough, because how do you resonate with someone that makes $50,000 a year, I mean, whose business makes 50 or 500 grand a year, and also resonate with someone that does 20 billion a year? It
seems to do it, so he must have found the secret.
Well, you found a good one.
He's a good
Jay,
one.
it's a pleasure to meet you in person today.
We've
met remotely in the pandemic, through the midst of the pandemic, and it's great to meet you in person. I want to kind of go back to the beginning, really, from when I first spoke to you, really. You were influential in the design and the manufacture of the ODetect. Can you tell our viewers...
What, sorry, Gio?
The ODetect.
ODetect. I was actually brought over. I was not brought over to be in marketing. I was brought in to be one of the vast army of nerds into Oberkochen. I was a product manager for the ODetect product, which is a visual inspection, optical inspection machine. It was fun to do. It was. I'm sorry. I lost the question.
What is it? So Jay was influential in the design and the manufacture of this product, and I just want you to tell our audience really about the technology that you offer, about the product, and about how your journey started a little bit with Zeiss. And you talk about money. Zeiss is $1 billion organisation globally now. You're kind of the face for the company, if you like, Jay. But tell our audience a little bit, briefly, how you started really with Zeiss, and a little bit about the technology.
Sure. Well, I mean, Zeiss is known for a lot of things. Microscopes is where we started. Camera lenses, scopes, binoculars, and so there's a lot of divisions that do a lot of different things, and which is one of the things that really attracted me. But me personally, I've been in this industry forever. I've worn a Mitutoyo shirt, I've worn a Nikon shirt, I've worn a Zeiss shirt. So, I mean, I think it's typical for a lot of us that have been around that we all wear different badges on our breastplate, but we're all still friends. And I think my story in that way really mirrors a lot of people's stories that and I have friends that are all over the industry. And but I was I was selling for a while. I was doing kind of local marketing or business development in the U.S. And then we had quite a bit of success with a product that we had in the U.S. called O-Inspect. And then that success, they needed someone to kind of help finish the O-Detect project. So they brought me over to finish up development, launch it, and do
What
that.
actually is it? What does it do? Because I'm coming at this from a green perspective.
It's doing high accuracy dimensional metrology using camera base, so it's all non-contact. We're talking about micron optical resolution, non-contact stuff. It's a technology that's been around for a while, and different manufacturers have different. They're different.
So you want to use it when you don't actually want to touch the component.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Right. On that note, Jay, I don't want to cut you off, but guess what I'm going to do? Cut you off. I do apologise,
it's
but
all
we've got a load of guests today.
Yep,
My next one, he's nearly had a beer and he wants another one, so you
Good to
enjoy
see
that
you,
one.
Jay. We'll touch base again.
Absolutely brilliant.
And we'll do another podcast
Don't
and
worry
do
about
round 2.
Don't worry, Jay.
Done. Nice to meet y'all. Yep.
Jay, thank you very much. A big round of applause for Jay there. Jay Jalapeno. I'm not going to say your surname, but thank you very much. And I'd like to say a big shout out. Our next guest, the Jason Stipling from J&S Engineering. But before we do that, I'm going to do a couple of shout outs if I can get the system working. Matt Shura, make a compelling argument for the small shop. And I don't know who sent that in. It's probably from Matt Shura, but hey ho, there you go. I'd like to say welcome to the guys from NT Tracks, but I think they've had a beer and gone. The guys from Microlock, I did bump into them last night. They'd had a few beers, we'll say no more, but they're looking all right today. We've got some other guys here from Hexagon who are going to join us in a minute. And Grob, the gentleman from Grob, they are lurking in the background, so give them a wave because it's a visual and audio. Absolutely. So, Jason, I know what you do, but to our listeners and viewers, and to Paul and Gio, what do you do? Can you hear me, first of all?
I can indeed, yeah.
Excellent. What do you do, Jason?
We supply swarf handling and recycling equipment, and we make our own product, which we export, well, all around the world. Bar chamfering machines and parts handlers to go on the back of CNC machines.
Simple as that.
You make these, do you?
Yeah, we make them in the UK over at Quinton Major in Northampton. We've had machines as far as New Zealand, Australia, China we export to, so yeah.
I've known Jason for many years,
Have
by
you?
the way, Colin.
I
We've been on some jollies together.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have
in
indeed,
Italy.
in Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Can you
thinking.
tell us
Well,
the stories, Gio?
no, you can't.
Later.
Well, when I said,
Yeah.
"What do you do, Jason?" You've given us that, but I'm thinking more. And this is a free invite for anybody who's watching or listening. You've got a bar in Plymouth, I think, haven't you?
Oh God, yeah, we have got a bar in Plymouth, yeah, a wine bar in Plymouth.
Free
down on the
invite.
Barbican.
Bit of a plug there. But anyway, back
By
to
the sea.
Oh, we know that. We know Plymouth is. We'll get Rowan to come down because he's a bit of a surfer. Just check out his hair as an example. But anyway, moving on. So when you say you're doing your swarf handling, so we've got the front end, we've got the bar loaders, we've got the machines, and then you've got creating all the swarf. Anything? I mean, are you doing off-the-shelf ones, bespoke ones? What are you doing?
We do bespoke systems for customers. We do off-the-shelf manual centrifuges, big automatic systems with crushers, bin lifters to lift into the crushers. Outside, the swarf is processed, then goes outside into the skip, motorised to feed the skips.
Did I see a case study that you did? Was it at
CNC Speed?
Speedwell?
Speedwell,
Yes.
That'd be a good example. What have you got there?
So we got a big briquette machine. It actually briquettes 168 tons of cast iron per week, and the swarf was originally going to Turkey and India. It now goes across the road back into their foundry, and then they reproduce it, resmelt the castings, and they reproduce it again.
So that's the key to a briquette, is it? Is that the big advantage to have?
Yeah, you can put the briquette
How does
straight
it
in the
work? Could you
foundry.
explain how it works?
So the swarf, you put the swarf in the hopper, it processes it, briquettes it into a billet. You can then put that straight back in the foundry for resmelting.
I'm going to stop you there though, because you can't put it straight back in the foundry, can you? Because it's actually a bit of an art. Because if you don't get it right, it floats and it doesn't do. It won't.
Yeah,
Correct
you
me
have
if
to
I'm
get
wrong.
the moisture level to a certain point and the density to a certain point. So the moisture level in certain instances has to be below 2%. Some will accept below 4%. Depends on the furnace and the foundry.
Jason, what typical savings can you achieve from this?
Well, the briquette side, the transport, so we're doing a project at the moment, so instead of 26 skips, the customer only needs one skip. Wow.
So
26.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
26 down to 1.
Yep, 26 down to 1.
Wow.
That's not the only products that you supply, is it? You're doing the centrifugal products as well.
We do
also the parts catchers. We went to Sub-CNC recently. We've seen one of the parts catchers that's coming off the back of a sliding head.
Yep.
Can you talk us through some of the other products that you've designed and manufactured?
So the machines we design and manufacture, we got the automatic bar chamfering machines, the CNC bar chamfering machines for the thread bolt industry. We have the belt parts handler, the disc parts handler for taking the parts off the CNC machines, and it's safely, the parts come off and they're safely carouseled into the middle, and easy to check, and they don't have any damage on the parts.
Business must be good for you, because this is the way businesses go, or industry is going, isn't it? Looking to be more efficient, and really this is what some of these products do, don't they, when it comes to handling remnants and...
Certainly the swarf side as well. You know, we've seen an upturn in our business over 100%.
Wow.
For briquette machines, and recycling the coolant, recycling the oil because it's become more expensive, and producing the swarf.
Are you still involved with the bar feed side of the business?
We install all the IMCA bar feeds in the UK and do all the spare parts and service on the other company, CSJ Enterprises.
And that's where we met, and that's how we know each other, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah.
In a bar.
In a bar,
JS Engineering and Quinton Major, then, so they just your source for making the product?
Yeah,
JS is the sales?
We're a partnership.
Right, okay.
Quinton Major and JNS Engineering, they have the manufacturing facility over there. We have our own powder coating machines, laser cut machines, folding machines for all the fabrication.
Is it a big facility?
Yeah, it's a big facility. They have over 30 machining centres, robot welding systems, so that's why we went to them. They have everything we need to make our products.
And when are they going to let us in there to film it all for you?
I'm not sure about that. You'll have to speak to Daniel at the moment.
I think we've been into Quinton Major.
I think 100%.
Long time ago.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They want us in there to showcase what they're doing.
You'll have to speak to Daniel.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll get him on the. We'll get in there most definitely. Brilliant. Right, I need to know from the guys out here. Have we still got the gentleman from Hoffman?
Is Tim still here? Is Tim still here?
No, I'm afraid we've lost our guest because we've been so long, we've been so popular, he's had to move on. So I'm sorry to cut you off then, but it's been an absolute delight, and we need to get out and do some videos. I know you're I know you're busy, because every time I phone you, you never answer. Or is that another reason?
No, we're just so busy.
Which is great. Now, how have you found MACH so far?
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. A lot of leads, a lot of new customers, a lot of new companies coming to see us, which we haven't seen before, and also the old faces, which is brilliant to see.
When you said the old face, you sort of pointed at us lot. Jason.
Specifically you, Colin.
Wow,
no comment.
That's absolutely brilliant. Jason, I'd like to say thank you very much for that, and I'm going to let you go and enjoy your beer. I hope it wasn't too traumatic.
Always.
And we like to make it even worse by putting you under some real pressure. Now, I've got a special guest. Unfortunately, Tim from Hoffman. Round of applause. Come on, guys. Show your appreciation. Get those briquettes. Now, unfortunately, Tim from Hoffman.
Good evening.
Tim from Hoffman has had to go. Unfortunately, due to
I'm the
timescales.
substitute.
Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you first. So, thank you all for joining us. Every day at 4. Well, this is just to clarify. 4 o'clock. Beers at the MTDCNC bar. And where is it, Paul?
Hall 19, stand 527.
Lucky. We had to check. He was giving out the wrong stand details earlier. So
how many beers have you had, Colin?
I've had 18. I'm doing all right though, I think. Absolutely. Of course I'm not. We're a consummate professionals. This is alcohol free. No, it's not. Anyway, moving on swiftly. So Hall 19, stand 527, 4 o'clock. Come and join us. As you see, there is a big crowd here, and it's not thinning out at all here, unlike my hair. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Matthew, unfortunately, Tim from Hoffman couldn't join us. Matthew Jeunesse where are you from, Matthew?
I'm from Micron Workholding Limited, stand 1920.
There you go.
So I remembered that one.
1920?
1920, yeah.
And
about when you were born, Colin.
Oh, right. Well, anyway, thank you very much for that. So, at the end of the show, thank you very much for joining us, Matthew Jeunesse from Absolutely Joking. Matt, if people don't know you, and you've got your representative over here as well from Switzerland.
Yeah, I've got my colleague from France over here, yeah.
He's
giving me a hand on the stand.
Tell us what you do.
We supply work holding equipment. We manufacture the microlock system in Cambridgeshire, and we're also the distributors for Vischer and Bolly dock-lock 0-point system from Switzerland.
Okay, the microlock system, what does that do? Why would I buy it?
It's a versatile work holding system designed for 4-axis and 3-axis machining centres. It's the most versatile there is, and it's accurate, and it's made in Britain.
There you go. What more do you need for work holding solution?
What more do you need? Come and see us tomorrow.
Has it been a good show for you so far?
It's been really, really good, actually, to the point I actually haven't eaten anything today. So the first first beer's gone straight to my head. But other than that, yeah, it's been really good.
And you are on the committee of the MTA. What's the general feeling about the show so far?
We're very happy. It was a bit late for the numbers to register, but they actually did in the last week. It went really crazy, and the actual pre-registration numbers were up on 4 years ago.
Really?
But they all come in the last week or two.
I saw James Selker this morning. He said that yesterday's attendance was matched that of 2018, which
Yes.
I think everyone was quite surprised about.
Well, I think we were all surprised how many people came on the first day, because the other co-located shows don't open till today, so sometimes you think, well, then the Monday's going to be quiet, but I think a lot of people came because they knew it was going to be quiet.
Said you were busy.
But it wasn't quiet.
It says you were busy today, Matt, and yesterday.
Really busy today, yeah.
What were people looking at on your stand? Because you've got a variety of different products. What was the main products that they were interested in?
Well, a bit of everything, really. I guess it's been 4 years since they've been out of their workshop, probably, and a lot has changed. So they're seeing new products, they're seeing our new products, changes on designs, things like this, and
What is new to you guys, Ed? What have you developed recently?
We've got the new Pneumatic Airline dock lock system, which is it's probably going to be the future of this, because obviously it runs straight off workshop air as opposed to a hydraulic pump, but we've managed to do it without losing much power. So it's got a new unique way of holding with a larger collet, and using special springs inside the airline.
Is this the one we
components.
reviewed at WAF Group?
It's the one we reviewed at WAF Group.
So we can watch the videos on the MTDCNC platform.
Have
that will
those
be
videos
on
when they come
they've
out.
not been released
Yeah,
yet, but they
I'll
will
tell
be
you what,
soon.
I'm in charge of the editing. I don't do the editing.
Hurry up, Colin.
No one lets me anywhere near the editing. I wouldn't know what to do, but I'm pressuring the guys. I can assure you that'll be out within 3 months.
Excellent.
No, I'm joking. Next week,
Just
honestly.
in time for summer.
I think what's interesting about the microlock is it's been around for a long time since
Yeah.
it was invented, but it's not lost its momentum in terms of sales, has it? Nothing's really, it does what it says on the tin, and it does it very well.
Yeah. I have noticed a lot more move to the hydraulic system and automation, because obviously our hydraulic system, you can with the pump, you can put electric solenoid valve in there and run it with the M codes from the machine, so we can use that.
Is there not a lot going on in the machine though, with pipes and things with that? Is that not a challenge?
No, not really, because you have the manifold block is bolted to the microlock base, so that travels around with the machine table, and there's just one pipe into the microlock base. So
basically, nice and simple. I'm going to have to cut you off there, guys.
It's a plug and play.
Plug and play, nice and simple, super accurate, super reliable, super rigid.
Come and see us.
That's it. And I do apologise, Matt, for cutting you off, but we're
Matt, good seeing
nearing
us,
the
no
end of the
problem.
show. I will say one thing though. We did see a guy. We were there for another job. I think it was FB Chain. They had a microlock system. This is an engineer. He was very nervous and kept himself quiet. Didn't say a word all day.
Yeah.
I went over and said, "Oh, you got a microlock." Couldn't shut the bloke up. Absolutely. In fact, he even had a mini microlock.
22 years ago, I sold that to them.
And he loved it. He's got a mini microlock on his mantelpiece.
I gave him that as a present. Yeah.
Brilliant. There you go. So I'm looking around. See you,
Matt.
We've got Matt.
Good to see you. Thanks, guys.
Great to have you on board. Thank you very much.
Colin's paying for dinner.
Absolutely my treat. Big round of applause. So I hope you've enjoyed the show. A big thank you to our sponsors. Who's our sponsor, Gio? Just to confirm.
Interco Special Steels and Alloys. Hopefully Les is watching this from his holiday, and hopefully he's enjoyed the show. I'd just like to say as well, we were on the Hoffman stand earlier looking at their GSB guaranteed savings plan. So if you didn't actually catch the live stream, you can watch it on the MTD website.
He's coming back tomorrow. I think Tim's coming back tomorrow.
Perfect. Okay, that's it for this. I was going to say this week's show, but it's today's show. We are back tomorrow at 4:30. Audio and video live, and our live streams. First one tomorrow, 9:30. NCMT, and the rest of the day.
So we're also on Star tomorrow. We've also got Chester Machine. Tomorrow.
Absolutely fantastic.
I'll
I'll tell you what, those live streams are absolutely loving it. They're brilliant. They really are so engaging. So watch those, comment, like, subscribe, do everything you can. That's it. I am absolutely done. I'm going to go and have a beer and enjoy a nice meal. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching, listening, and clapping. Big clap from everybody. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Just in time for the channel.